Have you ever felt a love so powerful it burned through every part of you, yet hurt so much it nearly broke your soul? A connection that feels written in the stars, but sometimes feels more like a storm than a blessing? That's the mystery of the twin flame journey, the most beautiful, chaotic, soul-shaking experience a human can have. But here's the question few dare to ask out loud: what happens if you walk away? Does the universe punish you for breaking the divine bond? Do you lose your other half forever? Or could walking away be the most sacred act of freedom your soul will ever choose? They don't tell you this part, the part where love becomes a mirror, and letting go becomes the test. Because ending the twin flame journey isn't just about walking away from someone else, it's about walking back toward yourself. In this message, we're diving deep beneath the fairy tales and into the spiritual truth no one tells you, the energetic consequences, the emotional unraveling, and the rebirth that follows. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and prepare to see the journey in a way you never have before. Because sometimes ending the story is exactly how your soul begins to write a new one. In the vast tapestry of the twin flame journey, one of the most haunting fears is the idea of losing them. It feels unbearable, like watching half of your soul drift into the distance. Yet, in truth, this fear is one of the greatest illusions of all. You cannot lose what was never separate from you. A twin flame is not a possession, not someone you can hold or release. They are the mirror of your own divine essence, eternally intertwined with your energy. When you and your twin drift apart physically or emotionally, the connection doesn't vanish, it simply changes form. What once existed through physical closeness and words may now speak through intuition, dreams, synchronicities, or waves of feeling that rise out of nowhere. The soul communicates in mysterious ways. Distance, then, is not an ending but a recalibration, a shift from attachment to alignment, from need to knowing. Often, what we call loss is the universe gently guiding us inward. It's a divine redirection toward our own completeness. Spirit uses separation to remind you that love was never meant to imprison your heart. It was meant to awaken it. Through the ache of absence, you begin to rediscover the parts of yourself that were overshadowed by the connection, your purpose, your creativity, your inner light. So if you find yourself mourning your twin flame, breathe deeply and remember, energy cannot be lost, only transformed. Your twin flame isn't gone, they've simply stepped into a new vibrational form of presence. This is the universe's sacred way of teaching you that love transcends distance, time, and form. You are never apart. You are always evolving together, two flames learning to burn brighter, even when miles apart. So many souls hesitate to walk away from what's hurting them because they fear the universe will see it as abandonment, of love, of destiny, of purpose. But here's the sacred truth: the universe does not punish, it reflects. It is not an authority figure waiting to scold you for your choices. It is a cosmic mirror, responding to the energy you project from within. Every thought, every decision, every heartbeat sends out a vibration, and the universe simply echoes it back. When you choose to step back from chaos, confusion, or pain, you are not defying destiny, you are honoring it. The universe was never designed to keep you trapped in suffering for the sake of spiritual lessons. It only asks that you stay aligned with love, love for yourself, love for others, and love for the divine unfolding of your journey. Walking away from something that drains your soul doesn't close your path, it clears it. When you act from fear, you attract resistance. But when you act from love, even if that love requires distance, you attract expansion. The moment you choose peace over pain, truth over illusion, and alignment over attachment, the universe begins rearranging the pieces of your reality to match your higher vibration. Doors open. Synchronicities appear. Healing flows where you once felt emptiness. Remember, the universe is your silent partner, not your judge. It listens not to your words, but to your frequency. So instead of fearing punishment, ask yourself, what am I radiating right now? Because whatever you emit, love, clarity, or self-worth, the universe will magnify. It always reflects your energy, not your fear. And in that reflection, it gently guides you back home to yourself. When you walk away from your twin flame or any deep soul connection, the silence that follows can feel deafening. The heart aches, the mind spirals, and emotions flood in waves so strong they shake your spirit. But what you're experiencing isn't punishment or regression, it's an emotional detox. This sacred storm is your soul's way of cleansing itself from the energetic residue of old attachments, karmic ties, and patterns that can no longer follow you into your next chapter. During this phase, you might cry for no reason, feel heavy in your chest, or swing between peace and pain within the same hour. Don't suppress it. Every tear, every ache, every restless night is energy leaving your system, energy that was built around fear, control, and dependency. The universe is not breaking you, it's emptying you, making space for new light to enter. Think of it like the body releasing toxins after a long illness. It's uncomfortable, sometimes messy, but deeply healing. This is not the time to judge yourself for being emotional or to mistake your sensitivity for weakness. On the contrary, feeling deeply means your heart is alive and ready to evolve. This emotional detox is also a spiritual reset. It's your higher self saying, "You're ready for a vibration that matches your truth now." As you allow the emotions to flow, you'll notice moments of clarity begin to appear, sudden calm after chaos, peace after tears. These are signs of your rebirth. So if you're in the thick of it, breathe and surrender. Don't fight the purge, honor it. You are not falling apart, you are falling into yourself. The storm isn't your ending, it's the sacred cleansing before your awakening. In the sacred dance of twin flames, timing is everything, but it's never our timing. The twin flame journey doesn't obey human schedules, desires, or deadlines. It unfolds according to divine orchestration, a plan woven by the universe with perfect precision, even when it feels painfully delayed. What seems like separation or stagnation is often Spirit's way of pressing the pause button, not to punish, but to prepare. When the universe delays union, it's because both souls are still ripening. Energy must align before reunion can be harmonious. If two flames come together while still burning with fear, attachment, or ego, the fire consumes rather than warms. Divine timing ensures that by the time reunion occurs, it's a meeting of equals, two souls standing in self-awareness, balance, and unconditional love, not chaos or codependency. This is why trying to rush the process often backfires. Chasing your twin before you've healed your own wounds is like demanding fruit from a seed that hasn't yet broken the soil. The universe knows the seasons of your soul better than your mind ever could. It knows when you are ready to love without fear, and when your counterpart is ready to meet you there. Instead of asking, "When will it happen?" ask, "What am I meant to learn right now?" Because every delay holds divine purpose, to polish your heart, expand your wisdom, and strengthen your light. When both twins vibrate in the same harmony, the reunion becomes effortless, inevitable, magnetic. Trust that divine timing is never late. It's only waiting for both souls to become the calm after the storm, the balance after the burning. And when that moment arrives, it won't feel like waiting at all, it will feel like home. The twin flame journey is not a fairy tale of completion, it's a sacred mirror of revelation. Your twin doesn't arrive to make you whole, they arrive to show you where you are not. Every emotion they stir, every frustration they ignite, and every heartbreak they trigger is not punishment, it's initiation. Through them, the universe holds up a mirror so you can see the parts of yourself still longing for light. When separation or distance occurs, it's easy to point outward, to blame, to grieve, to cling. But the deeper truth is that walking away from your twin often leads you directly into the temple of your own shadow. Here you confront the hidden fears, abandonment wounds, unhealed childhood pain, the belief that you are unworthy of love unless someone stays. This confrontation is not cruelty, it's divine compassion in disguise. The universe is not trying to break you, it's trying to wake you. Every emotional trigger is an invitation to heal something ancient within you. When your twin ignores you, it may awaken your fear of being invisible. When they withdraw, it may mirror your own avoidance of intimacy. The moment you begin to see these reflections clearly, shadow becomes teacher, and pain becomes portal. Shadow work is not about perfection, it's about integration. It's the art of holding your darkness in the light of awareness until it no longer controls you. When you face your shadow with courage instead of judgment, you begin to reclaim your lost power. And as you heal, something miraculous happens. The mirror changes. You no longer see pain through your twin, you see peace. Because what once triggered you has transformed into wisdom, and what once wounded you has become your awakening. So often, the twin flame journey is mistaken for a quest to be together, two people chasing reunion as if it were the ultimate prize. But the real essence of this sacred connection isn't about binding two souls, it's about freeing them. True love doesn't cage, it liberates. It expands your spirit until you remember that love was never meant to be possessed, it was meant to be expressed. Freedom is the truest form of reunion because it allows love to flow without fear or control. When you release attachment, the need to define, chase, or hold, you step into a higher vibration where the soul finally breathes. This freedom doesn't mean indifference, it means loving so deeply that you no longer need to grasp. You trust the bond enough to let it move through divine timing, knowing that separation can serve love just as beautifully as union. In spiritual truth, reunion doesn't happen when two bodies share the same space, but when both souls vibrate in harmony, when each has found balance, peace, and wholeness within. When you heal your fears, embrace your shadow, and align with your higher self, your frequency rises. And when your twin does the same, the energy between you resonates naturally, not through force, but through flow. Freedom is not the absence of connection, it's the evolution of it. It's the stage where love transcends need and becomes pure being. In this state, you no longer say, "I want you to complete me," but rather, "I see the divine in you, and I honor the divine in me." That is the sacred reunion, not of two desperate hearts, but of two awakened souls who finally remember that love, at its highest form, is freedom. One of the most common traps on the twin flame path is the belief that love requires waiting. Many souls convince themselves that loyalty means putting life on hold until their counterpart wakes up. But the truth is, waiting isn't faith. It's stagnation. The universe never asked you to stop living while someone else evolves. It asked you to keep expanding, to keep shining, to keep walking your sacred path, even if your twin isn't walking beside you right now. When you wait in stillness and pain, you anchor your energy in longing, and that vibration attracts more of the same. But when you move, when you follow joy, pursue your purpose, create, explore, and heal, the universe responds. It mirrors your expansion by sending new opportunities, new experiences, and sometimes even new love that reflects your higher frequency. Energy flows where attention goes, and if your attention is on lack, you manifest delay. The twin flame connection was never meant to make you smaller. It was designed to awaken your greatness, to spark the fire that propels you into your divine mission. When you stop waiting and start living, you step back into your power. You remind the universe that you trust its timing and wisdom, even if the path looks different than you imagined. And here lies the paradox. It is often when you release the waiting that everything begins to move. Your twin may rise to meet your new vibration, or you may attract a soul who matches the love you've cultivated within yourself. Either way, the outcome is divine. The lesson remains, your life's purpose is not to wait for love, but to become love. And in that becoming, everything meant for you naturally finds its way home. In the spiritual journey, especially on the twin flame path, one of the hardest lessons to learn is surrender. The human mind clings to control. It wants to know when, how, and why everything will happen. But true healing begins the very moment you release that need to manage the outcome and allow the divine to guide the flow. Surrender is not weakness. It's sacred trust. It's the art of saying, "I may not see the full picture, but I know the universe does." When you surrender, you are not giving up on love or your journey, you are giving in to the wisdom of your higher self. You hand over the steering wheel to a consciousness that sees far beyond your limited perception. This is the moment when chaos begins to calm, because you stop wrestling with life and start dancing with it. The resistance that once created pain begins to dissolve, and peace quietly takes its place. Surrender doesn't mean apathy. It means inspired faith, continuing to grow, to love, and to live without obsessing over how things should be. It's understanding that divine timing and divine order are already working behind the scenes, orchestrating what's meant for you in ways you could never script. When you let go of the struggle, the energy that was tied up in fear and control transforms into clarity and flow. Your vibration rises. Synchronicities appear. The path unfolds with ease because you are no longer pushing against it. In surrender, you find serenity. You remember that your soul is never lost. It's simply learning to trust the rhythm of the universe. And in that trust, peace replaces panic, alignment replaces anxiety, and love, pure, unforced love, finds its natural way back to you. The twin flame journey can be both mesmerizing and exhausting. When the connection is at its most intense, it's easy to lose yourself in thoughts of them, the what-ifs, the whys, the longing, and the endless signs. Without realizing it, your energy becomes entangled in their field. You pour your life force into analyzing, imagining, and chasing, until your spirit feels drained and disconnected from its own center. But walking away, not in anger, but in awareness, is an act of energetic liberation. It's a homecoming to yourself. When you consciously pull your energy back, you reclaim the pieces of yourself that were scattered in longing. You begin to feel lighter, calmer, and more rooted in your own body. The mental noise quiets, your emotions settle, and suddenly, your inner world feels spacious again. This isn't abandonment, it's alignment. You're no longer giving your power away to someone else's choices or timeline. You're reclaiming your sovereignty as a divine being. This reclaimed energy is pure creative gold, the raw material for your next level of self-mastery. The same passion that once fueled obsession can now fuel your art, your work, your spiritual growth, and your purpose. You realize that what you were seeking through them was never external. It was your own light calling you home. Reclaiming your energy doesn't sever the spiritual bond, it simply balances it. You stand in love without losing yourself in it. You honor the connection without becoming consumed by it. And in that balance, you rediscover your inner power, the kind that doesn't depend on reunion, approval, or validation. Because when your energy returns to you, so does your magic, your clarity, and your peace. And that truly is divine empowerment. Love, in its truest form, is never static, it evolves. The twin flame journey is the perfect mirror of that evolution, transforming raw human emotion into divine compassion. In the beginning, twin flame love often feels like obsession, magnetic, consuming, uncontrollable. It shakes your foundations, awakens your desires, and exposes every hidden wound. You crave their presence like oxygen, believing that union with them is the only path to wholeness. But as your soul matures, that intensity begins to soften. Obsession gives way to devotion. Devotion is love with awareness, a love that honors both soul's freedom and growth. You begin to see your twin not as someone who must stay, but as someone who helped awaken your divinity. The need to possess transforms into a desire to nurture, even from afar. This is where the real alchemy begins. Through pain, surrender, and inner healing, you realize that the connection was never meant to complete you, but to reveal you. At the highest level of evolution, twin flame love becomes divine compassion. You no longer need their physical presence to feel whole because you've reunited with your own soul. You bless them on their path, whether it leads back to you or somewhere else entirely. Love stops being about ownership or outcome, it becomes pure, unconditional, and free. This is the ultimate ascension of love, when it transcends fear, control, and attachment. You love simply because it is your nature to love, not because of what you gain from it. And in that liberation, you discover the true purpose of the twin flame journey, to teach you that real love doesn't bind, it frees. It expands your heart until you remember that love was never between two, it was always within one. Many believe the twin flame path begins and ends with union, two souls finding their way back to one another after lifetimes apart. But in truth, that's only the surface layer of a far greater awakening. The twin flame connection is not simply about them. It's a divine blueprint for you, for the remembrance of your own infinite nature. Every trigger, every longing, every separation is a sacred initiation into higher consciousness. It's less about romance and more about revelation. When you finally walk away, not out of bitterness, but from clarity, something profound happens. You begin to sense the stillness beneath the storm. The noise of obsession fades, and your awareness turns inward. This is where the true journey begins, the return to your highest self. You start to see that your twin flame was never the destination. They were the catalyst that cracked your heart open so the divine light within could pour through. The path beyond the twin flame story is the path of soul's sovereignty. It's where you stop searching for home in another and realize that you are home, always have been. The love you sought in them was simply your own essence reflecting back at you, asking to be remembered. When that truth lands, peace replaces yearning, and gratitude replaces grief. At the end of every twin flame story lies this timeless truth: love was never outside of you. It was your soul whispering through the face of another, guiding you back to yourself. The real reunion is not two bodies merging, but one spirit awakening. And that awakening, radiant, infinite, and free, is the journey beyond the journey. The journey back to divine wholeness. And there you have it, the truth no one really tells you about ending the twin flame journey. It's not the end of love, it's the beginning of transformation. Because walking away doesn't mean you've failed, it means your soul is ready for a higher chapter, one rooted in peace, power, and self-realization. Remember, every choice made in alignment with love leads you exactly where you're meant to be. Whether your path brings reunion, healing, or a completely new beginning, trust that it's all divine orchestration. The journey was never about losing them, it was always about finding you. Now I want to hear from you. Speech balloon. Have you ever tried to walk away from your twin flame? What did it teach you about yourself, love, or your spiritual growth? Share your story in the comments below, not just for me, but for others who might be walking that same difficult road right now. Your experience could be the light someone else needs tonight. If this message resonated with your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into the spiritual side of love, awakening, and self-discovery. Until next time, stay in your truth, stay in your light, and remember, every ending on the twin flame path is really just your soul finding its way home.